Namaskar and good day to everyone who is with us today. I want to tell some of the people, I cannot see you. So if you need to modify the poses or if you need to change a pose in some way so it's more user-friendly, you are free to do that. You know, or if a pose is too difficult, if you want to go back to something we did earlier, that is fine. So I just want to let you know that whatever feels comfortable for you and your mind, body for the day, do that. And don't do anything that overstresses the body mind. So today, one of the points I wanted to bring out, because I do two traditions of yoga. I do classical yoga and I do a system that is called the Ananda yoga. And so I kind of blend both of those together. And with the Ananda Marga style yoga, there is an emphasis on spiritualizing your yoga practice, of making it not just an experience of movements and breath awareness, but of actually spiritualizing that and making that something that will fuel your gas tank for the day. So, you know, bringing in feelings of hope, bringing in feelings of love, you know, all those things that help be the gas in our gas tanks. And so today we'll be focusing on those things that we need and bring them into the yoga practice. So we'll begin with placing the palms together and bringing them to the heart. And when I do this Namaskar mudra, I take those thumbs and I kind of press them into my heart, just as that gentle reminder that I can be even a kinder person. I can be even kinder. So breathing in that kindness, breathing out kindness into the world. Breathing in kindness. So for us to shine our kindness into the world, we need to fill that kindness reservoir that resides in our heart. So breathing in kindness, breathing out peace, breathing in kindness, and letting that rest in the recesses of your heart. Breathing out peace. And then we'll do that one more time. Breathing in kindness and breathing out peace. So this morning we're going to imagine that we're all robins, which is this wonderful bird that we have in America. So holding this Namaskar mudra, we're going to exhale it into the world, and then we're going to inhale and open those wings and shine our hearts. Shine that love, shine that hope, and just share a little with the world. And we're bringing our arms a little bit towards the back. So we're really stretching those muscles in the back of our collarbones. And then we're going to exhale those wingtips together and inhale them into the heart. Exhaling, sending that Namaskar mudra into the world, that mudra of perfect peace. Gently opening those wings and shining into the world. Sending your wish for peace, for balance, and seeing where that goes in the world. Closing those wingtips, bring them together and into the heart. Breathing in, breathing out, and then we'll do this one more time, sending our wish for world peace, for peace in our own lives, extending those wings outwards, and shining that hope, shining that vision. Sending those thought waves into the world. And then we're going to slide these wings down behind us and interlace the fingers. And this again pulls the shoulders back a little bit and shines that heart. Inhale and lengthening towards that clear blue sky that's up there somewhere. And on the exhale, we're going to fold forward to whatever position is comfortable for you. Inhaling and coming up. Exhaling as we reach that mountain pose, as we are being that mountain, being that structure of, it's actually, mountains are fortresses of beauty. And so that's us in a nutshell today. Inhaling, lengthening to the sky, and then exhaling and folding forward. And as we fold forward, if you feel comfortable raising your hands a little bit and listening to the body. So we don't want to overstretch, then inhaling and coming up. Slowly, slowly is the best. Exhaling through our feet. So feeling that breath going through our roots. And then inhaling one more time, feeling those lungs lengthening towards the sun, just like we're a little plant growing upwards. And exhaling to whatever point that you're comfortable with. And again, you can ask your shoulders if you can raise your hands just a little bit. Doesn't need to be a lot, just a little will do. And inhaling and coming up. So this time we're going to release the hands, bringing them to our forehead, bringing them to the heart, sweeping them out and above the head, and exhaling down, down to the earth. And we're going to place our hands in the folds of our elbows and glide from side to side. So we just glide slowly from side to side, see how that feels. If you're not comfortable doing this standing, you can also sit in a chair and do this. And if you're feeling real brave, we can turn around and glide around to our ankles, coming to our feet, gliding to the other foot and coming around to the ankle. And this can also be done in a chair. So we're getting into those lower muscles of the back when we twist, when we turn, and just taking it slowly. Bringing that awareness into the breath, and we're marrying the breath to the movement. So when we move in one direction, we inhale. When we move in another direction, we exhale. Gliding from side to side. Spreading kindness wherever we go, and coming to the center, dropping our hands down to the earth so that we have that connection with earth with our fingertips and our toes. Inhaling and slowly coming up. Spreading those arms on either side, coming up over the head and crossing the hands, and coming back down. So we're crossing them in front as well. So then as we bring them up, we're going to inhale the arms up into snowy mountain. And then we're going to exhale to the side and drop the wings into a T position. Shining to this side, inhaling the wings up, coming to the center. And then we'll exhale to the other side, twisting those knees, twisting the hips, twisting all those joints, bringing the wings down into a T position. And then we'll inhale them up again. So arms up, coming to the center. And then we'll exhale to the other side And bringing those arms down into a T position and shining. The corners of your mouth may even go up into a smile. As we said, smiles to this part of the world. Inhaling the arms up, twisting to the other direction, and exhaling the arms into a T and smiling again. So there's a trick to smiling, inhaling to the center, bringing the hands to the heart. And the trick to smiling is that it tricks the brain. So the brain doesn't know if your heart is really into that smile, if it's committed to that smile. The minute it feels those muscles, those corners of the mouth going up, it releases all those happy hormones. So the more that we smile during a day, the more that those hormones of happiness, of balance come into our lives, whether our heart is really into that or not. So you can trick your brain every chance you get. So we're going to breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathing out. So we're going to come into a sun salutation. So we're going to do this in chunks, so it's doable. So we're going to bring our feet to the head of our mat, because we're going to lunge backwards. So we need a little bit of room for this one. And we're going to do it in sections. So in the sun namaskar, part of it is acknowledging that inner divine, that inner light. And so we're going to start Surya Namaskar with that acknowledgement of that inner divine. So by bringing the palms together, inhaling into that wisdom center, exhaling into that heartfulness center, sweeping those arms around and up over the head and exhaling. And as we exhale, we're hinging at the hips, we're flying, and we're diving down to the feet. And if you're able to, you can bend the knees a little and put those first two fingers around the big toes. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And then we're going to release the toes and fly up. So this can also be done in a chair. Inhaling up, bringing the palms together and down to the heart. We're going to do that again. Inhaling wisdom, exhaling compassion. Sweeping those arms out, bringing them over the head, and then exhaling down. And then as we come down, we're hinging in the hips, and we're coming down as far as we're comfortable. And we might hook up with those big toes again. So when we wrap our fingers around those big toes, it's activating some centers in the brain. So I like to wrap my fingers around and squeeze those toes. And then inhaling, sending those arms to each side. Exhaling and doing a reverse swan dive. And we're coming up, Namaskar Mudra, and bringing it back to the heart. So we'll do this one more time. Inhaling at the wisdom center. Exhaling at the heart center. And whirling those wings out to each side, slowly coming up over the head. And here we can make that Namaskar Mudra again by bringing our hands together over the head. And then exhaling, as we exhale, we hinge at the hips and we come down. Whatever level that you're most comfortable in. Folding down, diving down. Breathing in, breathing out. Then we're going to put our fingertips into the mat, just like 2 sets of TPs. And we're going to take that left foot back. And as we bring that left foot back to the mat, we're going to drop that knee into the mat. We're going to walk those hands back to where we are. We're going to magically rise up with the hands, both of them on the knee. And we're going to stabilize our position. So inhaling, exhaling. This is a little bit of a balance pose. This can also be done seated. So whenever you're ready, gazing at a point straight ahead of you, we're going to lift those arms up into kneeling warrior one. Taking that perseverance, taking that determination into every day. Kicking those obstacles away. And then we're going to bring those hands together and lower them slowly to the heart. Breathing in, breathing out. So we're going to try that again. Sweeping those arms to the side, over the head. Stepping into a new day. Breathing in, breathing out with that sense of determination, with that sense of renewed perseverance. Bringing those hands together over the head in that mudra of perfect balance and bringing it down to the heart. We're going to do this one more time, breathing in. As we breathe out, we're going to sweep those arms out over the head and coming into Virabhadra, the warrior pose. Bringing that positivity into our day. Bringing the hands together and bringing them into the heart. Bringing them into kindness. So even though we're those warriors, we want to bring that spirit of the warrior into our day with determination and with a sprinkle of kindness. So then we're going to come down to the floor, pressing one hand onto either side of the foot. And from this, we're going to come into tabletop. I'm going to turn a little bit to the side. And coming from the tabletop, where we have both hands like a starfish melting into the mat, we're going to lift those knees, and I'm on my toes. And we're only going to be in this for a breath or two. So this is plank. The hips are down a little bit. The shoulders are high. So we're making a slide out of our body. Weight-bearing pose for the wrist. Breathing in. Breathing out, and then dropping those knees and bringing the whole belly down into the earth. Getting ready for a Cobra or Balasana. Breathing in. Breathing out. Being one with Mother Earth. And feeling her breathing as well. So we're going to do 3 stages of Cobra. The first stage is hovering Cobra. So we're going to inhale, raising the torso and raising the hands, and we're looking down at the mat. Raising the hands so they're hovering Cobra. Breathing in, breathing out. Feeling the belly rise and fall. Breathing in, breathing out. And then on the 4th, breathing in, we'll exhale down into the mat. Taking a breath in, taking a breath out. So on the next breath, we're going to breathe in and lift the forearms again, but then we're going to shove them just a couple inches forward and lay them into the earth. So now we're the Sphinx, the Great Sphinx. And we're looking either out of the top of our eyes or looking down at the mat. Breathing in, breathing out. Having that whole forearm supporting us. Rooting in the earth as we breathe. And look out over the desert as we look out over the world, maybe just through the top of the eyeball. And then we're going to inhale in, exhale, lifting those arms, and then we're going to kind of escalator down into the floor, into the mat. We're going to rest in this sandy oasis on our mats. So the third Bhujanasana is going to be with the hands near the ears. Inhaling, raising the torso, spreading those fingers like starfish. And this time we're looking straight ahead. Now watch your elevation. If you feel that in your lower back, you might want to lower a little bit. So the elbows are bent here, and we're just going to be here for 2 breaths. And then we're going to slowly come down. Bringing our forehead into the mat once again, into Mother Earth. And then we're going to repeat that one more time, inhaling and slowly coming up. And be careful of your elevation, just come to a place that's comfortable. Breathe once, breathe twice, and then slowly lower down. Coming into the earth. Being fearless like the Cobra. So then I'm turning my toes so that I'm turning them under. I'm sliding the hands back towards the waist, and I'm going to come up into that tabletop once again. So we're on our knees and our hands. I'm curling my toes under, and I'm going to pop my knees up and walk those feet towards my hands. And the hands might walk a little towards the feet. Inhaling those arms out to the side. Bringing them over the head and down to the heart. So that is one cycle of this sun salutation we're doing this morning. And we're going to try another one. So again, inhaling wisdom, exhaling heartfulness, swiping those arms out and around overhead, crossing the hands, and diving down, hinging at the hips, nice long back, and trying to bring those thumbs around the toes, and we can bend the knees, breathing in, breathing out. Exhaling, releasing those toes and doing a reverse swan dive, coming all the way up, crossing the hands and bringing them together down, palms together. Again, inhaling wisdom, inhaling that inner heart firmness that is there, exhaling the arms around and above. Crossing the hands and then coming down, and we're going to dive down again. Coming to the toes and maybe just touching the toes or wrapping the fingers around. Breathing in, breathing out, and taking the arms out to the side, releasing them. Coming over the head, crossing those hands again, and then bringing in the Namaskar Mudra. And bringing it down all the way to the heart. So we'll do this one more time. Breathing in wisdom, remembering that you are the book. Exhaling through the heart, sending that love and kindness, and opening the wings, bringing them above, exhaling and diving down to the earth. So as we come down towards our feet, we're going to send the other foot back behind us so that we're going to lunge. So we have our fingers and toes all lined up here. And then we're going to drop that back knee. So hopefully we're on the other side. If your body is saying, I've already done this side, you can change sides now. And we'll slowly bring those hands up to the knee. And center ourselves, ground ourselves. You know, maybe gazing at a point right straight ahead of us will help to ensure that balance. And then we're going to sweep those arms out to the side and over the head. Breathing in, breathing out, being that warrior of kindness. Bringing those palms together and exhaling back down to the heart. And if you feel wobbly, you can come down to the knee. So we're going to do that again. Inhaling the hands to the heart, circling out to the side and over the head. Getting ready to clear the pathway of obstacles with a smile. And then bringing those hands together and down to the heart. So we'll do this one more time, sweeping those arms out. Over the head, breathing in, breathing out. And then we're going to bring those hands down, down, down on either side of the foot. And then we're going to bring that leg back in some way. And we're going to find ourselves in that table position once again. So from this table position, we're going to lift our knees and come into the slide for just 2 breaths. 1 breath, 2 breaths. And then we're going to drop those knees and come down into the lap of Mother Earth. Bringing the hands around the ears. We're going to nestle into this nest. Once again, hovering Cobra, inhaling the arms. So they're hovering over the earth and we're looking down. Just like you're looking out of the window of an airplane, gazing at the landscape of Mother Earth. And then exhaling slowly down. Bringing the forehead into the earth, honoring the earth and all created beings. Breathing in, we're going to lift the forearm and the torso. So we're still looking down and we're lifting the forearm in front of us. And once again, we can be gazing down at the earth or out through the top of the eyes, but we want the neck nice and long. So if you look straight up, you're going to be cranking that neck. Breathing in as we look down. Breathing out. Listening to that lower back, how's it doing? We need to come down lower. And on the next inhale, inhale the forearms up, and we're coming down, down, down. Breathing in, breathing out. And this time we're just going to come up on our hands. So the fingers are spread like starfish next to our ears. And inhaling and coming up, keeping those elbows close to the body. And now we might be looking straight ahead. Breathing in, Breathing out, the elbows are bent a little bit, so it lowers our elevation, a scooch. Breathing in, breathing out. And we're smiling with the determination of a cobra, and we're coming down. Coming down into the mat. And so we're going to bring our hands towards the waist. I'm curling my toes under so I can come up into tabletop. From tabletop, my toes are still curled under, and I'm coming and lifting the knees up into an inverted V, downward facing dog, and I'm going to start walking those feet and maybe the hands back to each other. As they come near each other, we're going to inhale those arms up and over, crossing them and coming back down to the heart. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Coming into the subterranean river, that inner divine source that is always flowing inside our being, and breathing into that river. The river, it is flowing, flowing and growing. The river, it is flowing back to the sea. Taking a moment to remember that inner river. Breathing in with that flow of the river and breathing out. And then we're going to dive down once again into that river. So bringing those arms up and then down. We're coming down onto our mats. With our legs in front, so we'll have our left leg in front. We're going to cross this right leg over it. And as we do that, I'm going to take that leg that's straight and I'm going to roll it over to this side of the mat. So I can hug this knee closer. So then I'm going to bring the opposite arm of this knee that I have up, and I'm going to bring it up and over and cradle that knee, and with the other arm I'm going to scan that landscape and plant that hand behind me. So this is a twist around the belly. So if your belly has not twisted yet, twist it now, holding on to the knee in front of you. And keeping that knee up, point it to the sky. Don't let it slide to the side. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, massaging all those innards. Breathing out. And then lifting that back hand and scanning that landscape, scanning all living created beings, and bringing them into your heart. Breathing into that beauty of the world. Breathing into that love that is naturally in nature. And then we're going to switch our legs out. So I'm going to bring that other leg straight, cross this leg over it. I'm going to take this straight leg to the other side of my mat. And then I'm going to hug this straight knee in. Knee is pointed towards the clear blue sky. I'm going to take the opposite arm from that knee and wave it around that knee. I'm going to bring the other hand, and I'm once again going to scan and survey all the beauty of Mother Earth and plant that hand behind us into the earth. And then twist that belly around, breathing in, breathing out, and remembering that we're massaging all those organs in our inner torso on the top. So we are compressing the lungs. So it is a little bit more difficult to breathe when we're twisting. But doing the best we can, breathing in, out. And then I'm going to lift that back hand up and scan all these beautiful created beings, be they plants, be they animals, be they humans, and we're just going to bring them into the heart. Breathe into that sense of one earth, being in love with all these created beings, the diversity of the earth, and being in love with all these humans, even though they clash us out constantly. So coming out of this twist position, and then we're going to bring the knees and the feet, so the knees are up again, the feet are in Mother Earth, and we're going to do the knee drop. So dropping a knee down and seeing if you can get it into the floor. Exhaling up and then turning and going in the other direction. So we're greasing those hips. Inhaling, coming down, exhaling, coming down. Twisting those hips from side to side. Trying to bring them as close to the floor as we can. I call this the Roomba. And like the dance, you might find yourself scooting and moving on your mats. It's a great way to polish your kitchen floor. Moving from side to side. Greasing those hips. So then we're going to scoot back onto our mats. And I think I have time for this one. We're going to lay down with our tummies into the mat. And in the front, I'm going to take my left arm, and it's going to be an L shape. So it's horizontal to the front of my mat, and it comes up. So I'm holding myself with this L-shaped arm in front. And while I'm breathing in and breathing out, I'm bending the opposite leg up. So then I'm going to swim this leftover arm, as if I'm an octopus, down, and I can either hover it above the earth, so that it's back by my hips, or if you can reach your leg, if you can reach a body part, that's also good. Either one is fine. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And then we're going to release the leg, swim the arm towards the front. And I'm going to place this arm into an L position in front of my body. So my forearm is parallel to the edge of my mat. And then I'm going to bend the other leg. I'm going to swim the other arm around. And I'm going to start with it palm down, hovering over Mother Earth. So maybe it's a foot off the ground. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And then I might try to reach my leg or whatever body part you can manage. And we'll do this again. Breathing in, breathing out, Being long and tall, don't scrunch into your arm, breathing in and breathing out. So then we'll release the leg. Bringing the hands to one side of the body and pushing ourselves over, which will involve a lot of scooching back on the mat. So now we're on our back side on the mat with the knees. Should we have the legs are going to be out straight. The legs will be out straight for this one. So then we're going to lift our right leg and bring that knee into the chest. And as it comes into the chest, we're interlacing the fingers and hugging that knee into our torso. So another thoracic cavity massage. And we're feeling that all the way into the back. And then inhaling that leg up and down to the floor. Then we'll inhale the other leg up, bringing that knee to the chest, weaving the fingers together and pulling that, hugging that knee into the torso, out the back. And then bring this leg back to the mat. And like this wasn't predictable, then we're going to lift both legs. We're going to bring both knees into the torso. And we're going to hug both of them. And if this is uncomfortable, squeezing in front of the knees, come behind the knees and do the same. And here you can really feel that hug. That TLC, tender loving care, going into that back. Pressing that back into the mat. Massaging those organs. Taking those legs back to the floor so that they're straight again. So we'll try this one more time. I think I have time. Yes, I do. Bringing one knee in. Hugging that puppy up. Releasing that leg, letting it fly down to the ground. And then asking and inviting the other knee to come into the chest. And sending it back in. And then inviting both legs up. Oh boy, that works the core muscles a little bit, works the abdominals a little bit. And hugging those knees in. So while we're hugging those knees in, we're going to take each hand and put it under your tailbone. So we're sweeping the hips from side to side as we put both those hands underneath the sacrum actually. And then we're going to take both those legs up to the ceiling and we're going to tick them down like they're clock hands. So 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and we're going to pause at 4 o'clock. I know, I hear you screaming from here, but just 1 breath in, 2 breaths out, 3 breath in, 4 breath out, and bring them down. Bring the hands out, and then we'll bring the legs up so the feet are on the ceiling. We're going to bring our hands out so our hands are on the ceiling. And then we're going to bring that Namaskar Mudra into the hands, dive between the knees, and curl your hands around your shin. And we're going to roll from side to side. Happy baby. I think I did this last week. Also called Ananda Balasana, Blissful Child's Pose. Rolling on the back, rolling down the river. So on Vastrikasana, on Ustrasana, we're really working the lower back, really working the core muscles. And here we're rolling those muscles out. We're ironing them out. So then we'll take the knees all the way to one side and engage the hands in the floor and come up into a seated position for yoga massage. So in the yoga massage, I need to remove my glasses, although it's hard for me to talk when I can't see. We'll rub our hands together, and again, we're gonna rub them. I like to charge them with something, do something more than just rub them. I like to breathe into them and charge them with hope. Charge them with light. Charge them with peace. And bring that into the brain, into the scalp. And imagine those fingers and the palm sending that energy into the brain. And then we'll start at the center of the forehead, come up to the side, the eyebrows. So we're moving our fingers 3 times every time I mention a body part. Under the eyes, down the sideburns, from the nose out the cheeks, from the nose down the nose, all those sinus cavities, from the middle of the mustache to the sides. God bless you if you have a mustache. And then we're going to come down towards that chin. Sticking the thumbs under those lymph glands, those nodes that sometimes need a helping hand. And then we'll cross the hands and massage the throat, the Adam's apple. And then I like to go around the back, because that's where I hold all my stress, and do the back of the neck, do the vagus nerve. And then we're going to bring the hands around to the shoulder and circle it and come all the way down. So I'm encircling the whole arm with my hand and coming down to the hand and unscrewing each finger briefly. And rubbing that palm with tender, loving care. And coming up to the other shoulder. Oh, I think I forgot to dig the thumb on the other side. And then come all the way down the arm, down the hand, and unscrewing each finger. And you have to excuse me because I forgot. I'm going to hit this armpit just a couple of times. And then rub the back. So I'll bring one hand above, one hand below. And just glide along the trapezius. So those are the muscles along the top of the shoulders. And with the other hand, I'm reaching for any body part I can reach. And then we'll bring the arms up and do the other side. So I'm just stroking across the top of the shoulders here and the lower back here. And then coming to the chest. Coming to the lower part of the chest. I think we're going to put our hands on our waist and we're going to dig those fingers into the abdominal area. Take a deep breath and exhale, and I like to bend forward on this one. So we're massaging the intestines and all those body parts inside. Holding down, coming up on the inhale, and then I'm going to do that again. So my thumbs are around the waist and all my fingers are digging into my abdominal organs. exhaling, pressing in. Inhaling, coming up, and I'm going to do this one more time. So keeping those organs healthy. Inhaling and then digging those hands in. Exhaling. Inhaling up. So as we come back to our neurolymphatic massage, I like to go around the groin, around that hip crease. There's a necklace there of lymph nodes, so boosting that immune system, and then coming up and around the leg. 3 times. God bless those knees and ankles. And I'm going to bring this foot up, and I'm going to go right down the top and the bottom of the foot. God bless you, dear. And then with the knuckles, I like to make a fist, and I like to come down. And all the meridians in the body, they exit the feet. And so I like to think that when I do this, I'm actually massaging my entire body. And then we'll rub and clamp that foot up and go for the other side. So I'm bringing the other leg out. I'm massaging into this hip crease. Trying to jumpstart the immune system for the lower gates of the body. Lower torso, armpits or upper torso. And then we're going to cruise all the way down this leg. 3 times. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to bring this foot up, and I'm just going to massage the top and the bottom. This is kind of a chi or prana thing. Just getting all the unwanted vibrations out of the foot. And then we're going to make a fist with the wrist and scale down that foot from the top to the bottom. Massaging all those meridians on this side of the body. And then giving them a slap and a little loving caress before we leave them behind. God bless those feet. And then we'll come down onto our backs into a comfortable position for a deep relaxation. So you can lay down with the legs flat, or I actually prefer to have the feet into the mat, bending the knees, and having the knees kind of merge into each other. So this is more comfortable for my back. So we want to breathe that back down. Melting into the mat. Breathing into the head. Letting the head relax and the neck relax. Breathing into the arms, so resting the palms by the body. Palms facing up towards the sky. And breathe down those shoulders all the way down the arm into the fingertips. Exhale. Inhale and exhale into those shoulders and arms and fingers. Relaxing the upper limbs. Melting them into the earth. Then we'll start with the whole torso. Exhale into the upper torso, down towards the navel. Inhaling and exhaling from the shoulders down the torso. Trying to relax that torso into the lap of Mother Earth. relaxing more deeply with each exhalation. Inhaling and then starting at the hips and going down those legs all the way down to the toes and exhaling. Inhaling, filling up those lungs. Exhaling, massaging the hips, the thighs, the knees, the calves, the feet. And doing it one more time. Inhaling. Just like you're rubbing your hands together, only you're doing it with your breath. Exhaling through the hips. Down through the leg. And then starting at the head, inhale and exhale from the head all the way down the line. Exhaling into the earth. Doing that one more time. Deep inhale breath. And then exhaling from the head and imagining just one big wave of breath sweeping through the body. Stay up here. Short kirtan. This mantra means love. Love is everywhere. And sometimes we can't always see it. Sometimes we can't always feel it. But it's lying in every cell of the creation, just waiting for us. So let's meet that. Let's meet those cells today. Balasana, Kevala, Balasana, Kevala. Balasana, Kevala, Balasana, Kevala. Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Breathing in, breathing out. Gently bringing those palms up to your wisdom center. Sending your namaskar into the world, bringing those hands down to the heart. Blessing yourself. Blessing the creation. Blessing the Supreme. May you kick your obstacles out of your road this day and every day. Namaskar, thank you for coming.